Can't. It's not gonna attack us, is he? Okay, so we made a full circle. Is there anything up here that we missed?
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places. Hello? Hello?
I like when he does that. Hello? I must need like a spell or something before I go in there.
If those Delamgon are right, you and I are stuck with our awakenings. Not quite the news I was hoping for.
It just means we've got to focus on finding Theos.
Yes, focus on the goal. A sensible perspective, particularly in the midst of such uncertainty. And while I hate to turn the subject back to myself, this all has me thinking about Isilmir. I'm stuck with her now.
You've been awakened for a decade now. Did you really think anything would change?
I suppose not, but hope is an unchaste mistress.
And on the bright side, I've got plenty of time to figure out how to deal with her. Like it or not, she's part of you, and she could be a source of strength if you learn to work with her.
It's strange. I've lived with her most of my life, and I've always seen her as an adversary. It should have occurred to me the day she stood up to my father. But there's something about being too close to a situation to see it clearly. It will be a relief to stop fighting her.
Even as he says it, something struggles within him. The muscles in his face twitch and his skin quivers. His eyes roll back in his skull, exposing slivers of white, sweat beads, and glistens on his forehead. After several seconds, he sighs and looks back at you. That wasn't as difficult as I expected. I think deep down, I'd always hoped to find a solution elsewhere. When I was a child, I always thought my mother would come home with a mysterious cure, or that my father, without knowing it, could somehow send her away, just as he'd called her forth. I can't pretend that I didn't spend years of my arcane training hoping that one of my instructors would have the answers somewhere in his grimoire. When I joined the Laden Key, I hoped and believed that, with enough loyal service, I'd gain the ear of someone in the organization who could help me. Even when I met you and realized your unique talents, I hoped that you might be able to reach into my soul the way I've seen you do with so many others. I've been looking forward for someone else to solve my problem, and now I realize that I've got to face it on my own. I've been with you the whole way. I still am.
That means a great deal to me. Truly. That reminds me of something else the Delamgon said. About the gods not being real.
He says it quietly, as if afraid someone might overhear him. I expect we'll figure it out what that means eventually. Expect we'll figure out what that means eventually.
Yes, I suppose so. Still, I can't help but worry at the state we'd be in if that were somehow true. If there were no power guiding us in this life and shepherding us to the next.
I'm sure we'd find our way on our
I
own.
hope you're right.
Is there more things to talk about? Let's see. Oh, there's a lot. That's all. Let's go. So this is finished because I'm not jumping down that pit until I get more information on that. Because they wouldn't give you a quest just for you to end the game like that. It's funny that they just instantly give you credits too. Like, oh, game's over. See you later. You don't even die, and it didn't say the game. Oh, you died. Reload. Nope. It's like, here's the quest. I mean, here's the credits. It'd be even funnier if they deleted all your saves. The game's over. Thanks. And the game shuts down. Came up through the block passage, and now we can take ferry back. Burial grounds. Echoes. Can't do that quest. I need to go back there eventually. Figure that out. Where is that? In the mountains above Twin Elms, something sinister haunts Hyle's temple. There it is. Okay, we need to do that. I don't want to do that yet. It's in that whole cave of those dwarf thing. Druids? What were they? Look like dwarves. Or to attack me. I don't want to do that yet. Find Noon Frost and Twin Elms. Maybe I'll work on that next. Into the White Void. Find Grimgrand's place of worship. Well, I don't think it's here. Burial Island.
The chill of Rimagon's oblivion.
Locate the frost-hewn breach in Noonfrost. Pale elf searches you with ice-blue eyes. She shifts and knits her fingers together. Welcome to Noonfrost. Most of the temple is currently closed for sacred ceremonies to Rimgrund. He forces a smile and waves to the eastern doorway. The shrine is to your right. You're welcome to make your offerings to Rimgrand there, but the rest of the temple is off limits. Looking for the frost-hewn breach. The bear's flush rises in her pale cheeks. As I said, only the shrine in the eastern wing is open. The rest of the temple is closed to visitors. I suggest that you make your devotions there and leave. Her cheeks flush, Watcher. Perhaps she misinterpreted what you meant by frost-hewn breach. Tell me about Rimgrand. He is the god of cold, entropy, and collapse. Many see him as a harsh god, but few recognize that he also gives life in his own way. All things win to the merciful end in his shadow, only to feed creation elsewhere. She frowns, gnawing her lip. But he is a silent god, and his ways are mysterious. To follow him is to accept inevitability without explanation. In this matter, and in the legacy, it seems the gods are often silent when we most crave guidance. Why is most of the temple closed? As I said, we're in the middle of sacred ceremonies. She enunciates carefully. They're rather complex, and we don't permit outsiders to witness them. She glances at the elves over her shoulder. Others of my clan get rather touchy about them, which is why you should visit the shrine and take your leave. That's a pity. I was hoping to learn more about these practices. The more complicated, the better, I say. What are you doing here? My clan journeyed from the white that wends to pay homage to Rimguards here at Noonfrost. We'd learned that this place had been abandoned for several years, and we felt it our duty to tend to one of our god's oldest temples. She rolls her shoulders back. It has been a long journey, but Rimgrand demands endurance. No doubt he will reward us for ours. Game's bugged again. It doesn't. There's no circles under my characters. They have circles. I don't have circles. Well, I don't want to go to the east. My quest over? No. Old wanderer. Venturing beyond all doors is forbidden. Do not trespass against our will. No, I wasn't going to. No farther. Yeah, I get it. I'm not going through any doors. Okay, what do we have here? Go to the shrine. Is there anything to do in there? Let's see. We have these doors, that door, that door. Nobody to talk to. Who's this? So not really. So, how do I get in here? Let's see.
I can do that.
Vanquisher. Do I have to fight him? That'd be weird. There's nothing else to say. I might have to come back with, like, permission or something. So, we'll leave this for now. A lot of torture areas. Go to this.
Hounds. Loyal to a fault without a mind of their own, and a crack of your staff sends them whimpering. What better symbol for Gallowayne could there be? Nancy has no right to defend that cowering cat in the back of the maw.
Then track her down and tell her yourself.
Come to see the great Oernos, Estremor? He's out for a hunt, but he'll be back. Unlike that lioness, he doesn't stay cooped up in here for long. Because she holes up at the back of the maw, surrounded by her pride and the natural hazards of this place. It's not the proper way to meet a challenger. She's got to come out and face Oernos to keep her claim. Anyway, her prime is past. Putting that old beast down would be a mercy at this point.
I could take care of Soul. His calloused thumb makes a scraping noise against the blade of his axe. I hate to spoil the tradition of a big showdown, but if she retreats from her fight, then there's no point in waiting. Kill her, and that'll be proof enough that she's not a fit champion.
We wait for the big confrontation, but the wait grows exhausting, while Sul hides in the back of the maw. Oernos is denied his victory, and we're all denied the champion we deserve.
Okay.
What brings you here?
It must be Bethel's new Estremor. Truth, when I heard she let another in, I almost went to the passage of the six myself to share words. She points to the flint spear head at you. Have other foreigners come this way recently? Lamfallen worshippers of Rymgrand, they claim, simply looters and defilers by another name. That's the truth. They disappeared behind the doors of Noonfrost, and now our lake turns to ice and the cold creeps ever closer. Yet, Bethel is timid, and she has convinced the other Anamfatha that we must respect the Estremorn and their traditions, no matter what chief mischief guides their hands. She raises her hand slowly, looking back towards the entrance. Sounds like you should take matters into your own hands. Few Estremorn understand this. I sent my own sister, one of my finest scouts, to sniff out the Pale Elves' corruption. I was certain that Anamfatha could not ignore the defilement in Noonfrost. Once Alawa's own eyes had seen it, but she still hasn't returned. She looks away. Now I bear the responsibility for her fate, and I can't send the Fangs after her without openly defying the Anamfatha. I could look for Alawa. I don't dare to hope. Whatever catastrophe has befallen Noonfrost does not feel like the work of Kith, but nothing would bring me greater joy than seeing her again. I would take any assistance you can give. So let's see what supplies she has. Do need some more of those. Oh, guess I don't need that though. I don't need that. take that too. And that. And that. And those. So... what's he have to say?
Look, Estromor, this is no place for sightseeing. The beasts of Gallowayne's Maw are dangerous, and now more than ever. If you want to see some pretty Glanfathan places, go to Elm's Reach.
What's wrong with the beasts?
They won't fight.
And it's Gallowayne's will that they battle.
This is truth.
The Maw has always been home to one great predator. Every so often a challenger comes along and the two battle for territory, but Sol remains in her den, and Oranos can't confront her there. Now two mighty predators and their kin hunt from the same stock. It's thinning the herds, and it's thinning patience around here too. He resumes his pacing. And this waiting, it's not the deliberate, watchful waiting of a hunter lying in ambush. It's stagnation, tedium, hoping for something to happen. Clenches his hands into fists. But I'm not powerless to act. One half of the fangs will cry favoritism, and I will try to drag the lioness out myself. I received a vision from Gallowayne about these beasts. His tired eyes grow wide. From the clever hound himself, he looks you up and down. If you truly have Gallowayne's blessing, I won't stand in your way, but I can believe he sees a cunning champion in you. He gives you a heavy iron key. We don't normally permit outsiders to venture into the mob, but you understand that you do so at your own risk, and Sol's lions are likely to attack intruders on sight. So perhaps you can coax her into fighting the bear. Do whatever you can to end this stalemate. Talk about something else. I want to know about the two predators. There's never been a more cunning hunter than Sol, but some say she's losing her edge. Oranos, on the other hand, is all edge, and many of our members think he's the rightful successor. Blood's simmering. It's going to boil over if a little doesn't spill soon. Do you favor Sol or Oranos? See both sides. Sol's cunning is unmatched, but Oranos is the mightier of the two. Both embody traits prized by Gallowayne. I find Sol. Straight at the back of the maw, he points down the hall on either side of him. You could get through either way, but mind where your feet step. The maw is a dangerous place, and Sol's pride and her advocates are on the alert. Where's Oranos? Good question. Bear's out hunting right now, but he'll return soon. He's never gone for long. Find the old lioness in Gallowayne's maw. Alright, I saved it, and I think I'm going to end the stream for now, for today, and thank you for everyone that watched. And we'll continue where we left off here, doing this quest about the lions. So, I will see you guys later. Have a good night. Goodbye.